Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, as you saw in the title, is the start of a new series in that I'm making a game. And not only it's me that's making a game, but this video is also a tutorial for you guys. So, we want this tutorial quick and straight to the point. So, let's start with the materials. Go to your search browser and enter Epic Games. Click on the install link to Epic Games. Then, click install for Windows or whatever device you have, and follow the rules from there. I already have it, so I'm gonna skip this step. When it's done, open it up. Now, on the left side, you will see a section called Unreal Engine. Click on that. Then, to the top right side, it should say Install Unreal Engine 5.6.1, or if you're watching this at a later date, it might say something ahead, but that's okay too. Again, I already have it, so I'm going to skip this step. Now, last thing, we obviously need a character for our game. Now, if you have one, you can go ahead and use that. But if you don't have one, you can follow me. In the description, there's two links for two types of characters, pixel or vector art. At the start, you might see me with pixel art, but I'm eventually changing to vector art because that's what my game is supposed to look like. And don't worry if you have a different type of look to the game. It's just some steps might be slightly different than others, and I'll cover all of that. Either way, install these assets. Now that you have everything, let's go into Unreal. When you open Unreal, you should see this screen. Click on Games and click Blank. The reason why we click Blank is because Unreal is known for using 3D physics, so we as creators have to create a 2D field within a 3D plane. And I know there might be more questions on why we are not using Unity and having to work more hard in Unreal. Let me know in the comments, and I'll post a video explaining why we are not using Unity. Anyways, name your project. Oh, right here. Now, my game is going to be a mobile game, but you don't have to change it from desktop to mobile, because you could change this later. But this one you can't change. Make sure it is on Blueprint and not C# script. It makes your life a whole lot easier. And then click Create. Now, even though some of you might have tampered a little bit with Unreal, for some of the people who haven't, I need to teach you the layout of this engine. Now, the screen that you're looking at right now, this is your scene screen. Basically, what you're gonna see on the outskirts of the game that you're making, so you can fix it to your user's liking, okay? Now, going down towards the bottom, this is your content browser. Your content browser is basically anything that you put into your project is held right here. So make sure you keep this open and make sure it's saved. Now, all the way to the top right, this is your outliner. Basically anything that's in the scene, that's where it's held. And below it is your details, where wherever you click on your outline will show all the properties for that subject. Don't worry about the world settings for now. When we get there, I'll walk you through it. That's basically all you need to know. Alright, let's start getting some work done. So you want to be as organized as possible. So right click your content folder and click new folder and name that assets. Now remember all those assets I told you to download for your characters and platforms and stuff? Drag that into the assets folder. Again, I'm going to change to vector later in this video. At this time, I didn't realize that vector was an option. Now, with them all selected, whether you're vector art or pixel art, right click, go to sprite actions, and apply paper 2D texture settings. This is for making the 2D sprites look smoother. They kinda have 3D texture settings right now, and it would make them look more blurry. Go back to your content folder, right click, click new folder, and name that level. And we don't want this moon looking platform, so let's change this level. Go to file, click new level, and click basic for a more flat terrain. Then press create. Perfect. Now click the save icon in the top left corner. Then name your level. I named mine level 1. And save it to the folder that we just made. Now you have a better terrain to work on. Now let's start working on our player. Now go into whatever folder there is where all the characters are located. Now pick whatever color you want to work with. I chose green because it looks like the most basic one. Now pause. For our pixel art people, this might be different compared to your steps. And don't worry, I'm addressing both. But first we're starting with the people who chose the vector art. Now for the people who have vector art, you guys have more stuff to work with, which isn't a bad thing. It'll make the game look a little much more smoother. Now with whatever character color you chose, make sure every single one of their frames that they are in is highlighted. Right click, go to sprite actions and create sprite. Okay, now it looks like you have a lot of stuff going on. Don't worry, we are looking for 3 things. Look for one that's not moving at all. Right click and click create flipbook and name it idle. Next, if you see one that says walk A and walk B, right click both of them, making sure that A is first. I also included idle in this one, but right click and create flipbook and name it walk. Lastly, look for one that looks like it's in the air or looking to jump. Right click and create flipbook and name this jump. And those are the 3 things that you need. Now, time for the pixel art people. Now, I know compared to the vector art people, you're kind of confused in that you only have 2 frames. And that's okay. We're going to do the same thing and we're going to end up with the same amount of stuff that the vector art people have. Again, highlight the 2 sprites that you want. Right click, sprite actions, and create sprite. Now, the first frame, he's not really moving that much. So, right click, create flipbook, and name that idle. The second frame, it looks like his legs are a little spread out. Whoa. Don't mind that. But the second frame is your jump one. So right click, create flipbook only on the second one, and name that jump. Now, you're wondering how are you supposed to get the moving one? Well, highlight the first and second one, making sure the first one is first. Right click and create flipbook, name that walk. And there you go. You have the 3 flipbooks that you need. Now that we are back together, let's start putting the character together. I actually forgot one more step. We need to fix up the animation that the player is doing. So click idle, and you see how this red line is going super fast? Yeah, we need to fix that. So I changed my frames per second for 60. That's how the games usually go. And I did a 15 frame run, which made it a little bit slower so the character doesn't look like he's going Sonic speed, even though he's moving like a turtle. Please do the same for walk and jump, and do it to your own liking. Now it's time to actually put our character together. Go back to your content folder, right click, add new folder, and name that blueprint. Go into that folder, right click, and click blueprint class. In here will pop out a little menu. Go down to all classes, search in that little window paper, and should pop up paper character. Picking paper character then regular character is very important because paper character refers to 2D settings, you know, because paper's flat. Right click your new paper character, rename, and name this 2D player character, and then left click on it to open. Now, by opening this, you might see a whole bunch of stuff. Don't worry, I'm about to walk you through it. Go to sprite on the top left, go into source flipbook, and add in the idle flipbook that we made. See your character, right? Good. Now, if it's too big when you first input it, you can fix it in the transform settings. Mine was a little big. Again, adjust it to your own liking. Now, you see this big capsule around the whole player? That's his collision. And the player is definitely not that big to cover that full thing. So, go to the capsule component and fit it around the character using the capsule height or the radius. Last thing we have to do for today. Now we obviously need the person who's playing our game to see our character. So, with the capsule component highlighted, search up spring arm. The spring arm is basically an extension to where you're going to place your camera. And make sure you rotate the spring arm -90 degrees on the Z-axis, or else you're kind of just looking where the player is looking and it will look like it's just a line. You want to see the player at its point. Now, speaking of camera, we got to place the camera. So while the spring arm is highlighted, type in camera and place the camera. Make sure the camera is pointing straight at the player and not 90 degrees, because it might do that after you messed with the spring arm. Now that you have your character, you are basically done with all your blueprint on your character. Exit out this screen and go to your scene screen. Drag in your blueprint character onto the scene screen, and if you see your character on the bottom right on your screen, that means that's what your player is going to see. So that means you've done it correctly. On the right in the outliner, click the 2D player character, and down below, in details, search up pawn. And where it says auto possesses player, change that to player 0, because that's where our player is. And if you press play, you should start and you should see your character. That means we did it right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Part 2 might be 2 weeks from now. And yeah, have a great day, y'all.